First of all, my name is Lisa. I'm one of the course advisors at EIT, and I will be moderating this webinar as the presenters will do their discussions. I will be the one to assist you if you have any issues or questions. And welcome and thank you so much for joining in our virtual open session for this hour. And let's start with making sure that there are no pop-ups or notifications that will be distracting us from the session. Let's go to the lower right-hand corner of our screen. And if you see the gear icon right at this part here, please click that and make sure that all the boxes are unticked or not checked or blank. So all boxes should be blank or not checked to make sure that you won't be getting any pop-ups on your screen. Okay, so can everyone please give me like a thumbs up if you're done doing that, just to be sure that everyone's able to hear that set of instructions. Thank you, Arnal and Isaac. Thank you so much for confirming. And I hope that the others would follow as well. All right. As you do that, let me also go ahead and let you know that if you are curious about having a video recording or a copy of the PDF slides for this session, yes, we'll be providing that. And we will be sending it to your email within the next 2 business days. So please monitor your inbox and your junk folder as well to make sure that you receive these items. And once again, I would like to welcome you to our virtual open week this year, and this is our 4th and last day, and our topic for this hour would be about the undergraduate programs overview, which will be presented by our higher education manager for learning support, Jason Gabriel. And we also have a guest, a student here, who will be sharing his experience with his studies at EIT, and his name is Lee Gont, and they will be sharing a lot of insights to you later on. So Jason, you may now take over and start with your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Welcome, everyone. I'm based here in Perth, Western Australia, as is majority of our higher education team. We have staff all around the world. When I say all around the world, we have them in Perth here. We have them in Melbourne, South Africa, and we have the staff member in the UK. So the higher education team covers a lot of time zones to try and help you along your journey once you become an enrolled student. We're going to go through the undergraduate program today, so the bachelor and the undergraduate certificates. So I hope that you can hear me clearly and you can take a lot out of this session that we're about to go through. So just letting you know that the session slides will be available and the recording will be available in the next couple of business days. That will be sent to your email that you use to sign up. So just make sure you check your junk mail just in case you don't get anything in those days. But the course advisor team are always available to help out should you have any questions or queries after the session as well. So the undergraduate courses we offer are undergraduate certificates and of course the Bachelor of Science. So we'll start with the undergraduate certificates. So there are 5 courses that we offer, and the undergraduate certificate for the undergraduate certificates, that's for civil engineering, electrical engineering, engineering foundations, industrial automation engineering, and mechanical engineering. So the undergraduate certificate, if it's completed full-time, is a 6-month course. However, as noted here, if you aren't able to complete it full-time, you have a maximum of 3 years to complete it. The undergraduate certificates are made up of 4 units from the corresponding or from the bachelor course. So you can choose to take 1 unit in a study period or a maximum of 4 units, all 4 units. If you take all 4, that means that you would be completing the course full time within a 6-month time frame. So just to give you a bit of background, a study period for the undergraduate courses is a semester. So we have a semester for your undergraduate certificates and the Bachelor of Science, which I'll chat about shortly. And that the way the semester goes, there's 12 study weeks or 12 topic weeks. So they're broken up. You'll have 6 topic weeks to start. You'll have a 2-week break in the middle of the study period. You'll have a 1-week study. You'll have the remaining 6 topics, and then you'll have a study break before the exams, and then you'll have your exams. So it'll go something like this: go 6, and then 2-week break, and then 6 weeks again. You'll have a 1-week break, and then effectively you'll have 2 weeks of exams for the units that have exams. So that'll all be communicated to you around when the exams are, but it gives you a bit of an idea of how long the actual study period goes for. So even though we say it's 12 topic weeks or teaching weeks, the whole study period goes for about 17 weeks altogether. So it is a long time, but there are breaks in there, obviously, to allow you to, have a bit of a breather from your learning as well. So the Bachelor of Science course that is offered for civil engineering, electrical engineering, industrial automation, and mechanical engineering. Now, this course is 27 units altogether. 27 units altogether. That includes hands-on practical workshop units and your work experience unit. So there are a lot of units in the course. Obviously, it's quite a bigger course. 3 years full-time if you choose to do it full-time, or you have a maximum of 8 years to complete the course. Again, study periods are semesters, so the same as above, up here. So it is, again, the same structure as I mentioned earlier. And for the amount of units you can take in a study period, it's a little bit different. So in a calendar year, you can take a maximum of 9. So that means that in semester 1, if you want to do the course full time, semester 1, you can take 5 units if you'd like. And then in semester 2, you can only take a maximum of 4. And that's our full-time load to be able to complete the course within the 3 years. So 5 and 4 is the units, or the amount of units you can take. However, we understand that some of you will join us in the online study mode. So you'll have your full-time work, you'll have your personal commitments with your family or other hobbies that you might have involved. So you can take less units at a time. So we recommend 3. However, you can do as little as 1 in a study period. Obviously, you won't be able to go through the whole time frame or the whole maximum time frame of the course doing 1 unit at a time. You will have to obviously do more at some point, but you can take a little as 1 if, for example, your work gets really, really busy. If you let us know well in advance or before our cutoff dates, then you can reduce your amount of units to 1 and study only that much, so that you can obviously have your time allocated to your working commitments as well. So a lot of it is just communicating with our team before the cutoff dates. We'll give you a lot of information around when those cutoff dates are, and you'll be able to work with us accordingly. So the undergraduate certificates, they're only available online for students who are going to study in an online mode. The Bachelor of Science is available on our campus, only in Perth. So if you would like, you can chat to the course advisors about potentially coming to Perth and studying the course at our Perth campus where I'm at, and becoming an on-campus student. So if you choose to go down that path, you would obviously have to discuss with a migration agent around visa requirements and things like that. So if you'd like more information on that, the course advisor team can provide that to you. Finally, with the Bachelor of Science course, as I mentioned, there are hands-on practical workshop units and industrial experience units. So we know that students who are working in the industry may have completed some of these tasks before, and of course, if you're working in the industry, that may also count as your work experience. So you can, for these two units only, or for these units only, we encourage you to apply for RPL if you're already working in the industry, because it may be a good chance to tick them off early, get them completed early, and get recognition of prior learning based on maybe your working circumstances currently or previously, or depending on what you've done, and then that way you don't have to worry about physically completing them. It is a requirement to graduate from either of the courses that all units are successfully completed or that you've received recognition of prior learning. So these workshop and experience units, they won't be set up, or you won't be enrolled in them in the study periods. They sit outside the study periods. They're 0 credit, and the expectation is that you will need to complete those to be eligible to graduate from the course. So something to note before you go into the course. Please go to our website. You can click on the little unit codes on the website and access the information on those units before you potentially put through an application. So both of these courses are at an AQF level, which is Australian Qualifications Framework. They're in an AQF level 7. So they both fall just under a bachelor in the AQF level 7 there. Our Bachelor of Science is it's at a technologist level, not at a professional engineer level. So that's also really important if you're looking at that from an Engineers Australia point of view. It's at a technologist level, not a professional engineer level. So I encourage you again to look at our website and look at the accreditation information under the Bachelor of Science, so you can understand that information further. Just lastly on the courses though, if you choose to do an undergraduate certificate first, and maybe civil engineering is your field of expertise that you'd like to study, the 4 units that you complete in the undergraduate certificate course for civil engineering, if you choose to then go on to the bachelor, then you will be able to receive credit for those as already being completed as part of your undergraduate certificate. So just another note for you to know when choosing maybe which you would like to maybe begin your career with EIT with. Okay, let's go to the next slide. So one of the unique parts about EIT is we have what we call learning support services. So at other universities, the administrative tasks and the teaching would normally sit with the unit lecturer. Here at EIT, the teaching and the marking and all the technical information sits with the unit lecturer, but all the administration, including assessment extensions or just general questions about live tutorial times, for example, that all comes to the learning support officer. So they are effectively the dedicated supervisor for the unit that you're enrolled into. Now, they might be across multiple units that you're enrolled into. So it's always important to look at that information on our learning management system, which I'll chat about shortly. But they're a really great help to be able to talk to them or send them an email to get some information that might be non-technical related to your unit. So as you can see here, the guidance that they'll provide is, as I mentioned, around your live tutorial information. They'll set up your assessment dates and times, so you can check in with them around those. They will approve your assessment extensions in line with our policies. They will release and notify you when unit and assessment grades are ready to be viewed, and they'll provide you with any support around the learning management system. We also have some student support services who are separate to our learning support officers. So our student support services are there to potentially help with anything you might need guidance on in regards to outside of the direct course. So we get them to hold what we call support workshops. So that might be around time management, which if you're studying online is actually really, really important to set up. So they might have different sessions to help you around those different things. So it may be how to prepare for exams, what you might look to do, time management, anything like that that sits kind of outside of your direct course information. So they're also able to help with any health and well-being information and try to point you in the right direction. Now, I will put a fairly large disclaimer here. Our team aren't experts in these fields, so they'll provide you some guidance and maybe some places to go where you might be able to get some further information, or maybe they suggest you speak with a professional, a medical professional, if that's the case. So please note that they are not professionals themselves. So the information we provide would be from a guidance point of view and to try to point you in the right direction. And again, like I mentioned, any academic related resources or revision techniques, so things that you might need some help with, for example, obviously study techniques like or anything like that. We'll go on to the software that will be used through our course. Now, as is everything in today's world, everything is based around IT and technology and software. So we, of course, try to keep our software as up to date as possible. But when you enroll in your course, we really encourage you to, if you do have some difficulty around a laptop or a computer, we encourage you to do some training separately around that, because a lot of what we require when in regards to completing your course is centered very much around a laptop and a computer. So if you do have difficulties around a laptop, I really recommend that you maybe do some basic computer courses beforehand, maybe some really, really short courses that you can do beforehand, because a lot of it will require you to be able to utilize the software that we're providing. We'll, of course, provide you some training and videos around the software, but if it's just basic computer stuff, we highly recommend that you maybe do something small beforehand. So Moodle is what we call our learning management system. So Moodle is where you'll find all your teaching, all your learning material, your assessments, your grades, all of that information will be found on Moodle. Within Moodle is our live tutorial software, which is Blackboard, which is what we're in at the moment. Blackboard is currently our live tutorial software. So if you're able to get into this room, then you'll be able to access your live tutorials during the study period. This is where, or this is the style that your learning, that your lecturer will give you your teaching information on for a live tutorial. We also use a software called Iris, which is an invigilation software for timed assessments. So, of course, if you're studying online, we need to ensure that you're effectively not having maybe a friend sit next to you, helping you with answers for your assessments or your exams. So what we have is what's called an iris, or an invigilation software. So that's set up on your laptop, and it utilizes your camera, and it utilizes a screen recording software where we can see effectively what you're doing on your screen, and we can see obviously what you're doing on your video camera, and obviously the microphone. So it's just a mechanism to ensure that you're completing your assessment with the highest level of academic integrity. So that's another piece of software that you'll use. Microsoft Office, so you will receive in higher education your own EIT email account. So we'll communicate all information through your EIT email account. You'll obviously have online versions of Microsoft Word and Microsoft Excel as well, which you can utilize through the Microsoft Office suite. So that's really helpful if you don't have those licensed versions. They do come with some limitations, so you won't be able to do absolutely everything on these versions, but you will be able to utilize them specifically for your assessments if need be. And then lastly, Trust is our student management system. So that holds all your invoices, your contact information, your payment information, which we'll chat about in a sec, and all your student progression. So the biggest thing I can provide to you in regards to um, I guess, tips, I suppose, is that you control your learning. So if you want to do it, then you'll obviously make arrangements to ensure that you're able to complete it. It's a really good way for us to know how committed you are to your course. If you're telling us, oh, look, I need to drop a unit here because I've got a lot of work. I can't study this period. I need to take a leave of absence. Maybe it's getting a bit too full on. I might need to withdraw for the time being. I can't allocate too much time. So you controlling your learning is a really big key for your success here at EIT, because online learning specifically is very difficult. You have to juggle obviously everything happening in your life, obviously your work and your personal commitments. So adding in something else like study can be really challenging. We'll chat to our student Lee in a sec, who I'm sure can give you some, feedback on that as well. But if you can control your learning, then you'll go a really long way to being successful in our course. I'll just check in. Is there anyone, any questions, or is there any, I guess, feedback from anyone? Making sure you can all still hear me as well. That's okay. Don't worry if you don't have anything just yet. Feel free to pop it in if need be, or you can obviously reach out after as well, and we'll happily answer any questions as well. Just with regards to fees and payments, so depending on your mode of study, so if you're an online student, you have a couple of options. You have a few options. If you're choosing to come on campus to be an on-campus student, there may be some limitations with your options here based on your visa requirements. So I'll chat about that in a second. But fees are issued for the following study period about 2 months before it starts, maybe 3 months before it starts, and each the cost of your invoice will depend on how many units you take. So you can look on our website as to how much a unit will cost, and you can get a guide on how much that will be each study period, obviously depending on how many units you'd like to take. So we require payment at the beginning of each study period, and you can do that by credit card or direct deposit to confirm your enrolment, or you can choose when you sign a letter of offer, if you're successful in being admitted into the course, you can choose to pay by installments, which is by credit card only, and that's split over the study period. So over this 6 months effectively, and then your credit card is basically charged on the 15th of each month. And those that are Australian citizens, you may be able to access fee help, which is a government incentive for Australian students. So it's really important that your payments are made on time, because higher education needs to at EIT and all universities. To be honest, um, we need to report on financial students by our cutoff dates. So unfortunately, if you're not financial, and when I say financial, if you haven't made any payments before our cutoff dates, then we will have to place you on a break, or what we call a leave of absence. So it's really important that you look to arrange your payments beforehand, and obviously have that prepared and allocated and ready for when your fees come, or your invoices come, I should say. For those that are considering being an on-campus student, payment of your next invoice is quite a big requirement with regards to your visa, as I mentioned earlier. So that there is a pretty strong cutoff date for that as well, that you'll need to pay your invoice as a whole. So unfortunately, on-campus students don't get installment options or fee help options, unfortunately, if they're not an Australian citizen. So we have a lot of international students on our campus. We strongly encourage you, if that's of interest, to seek that information out. But you will need to pay in full by the cutoff date, or there are requirements that we have to follow in regards to what your visa asks us to. So, but please reach out if you have any further information, further questions around that. Of course, every university has a variety of scholarships that might be applicable, or that you might be able to apply for. So I might get Lisa just to drop that link into the chat box as well. But you're welcome to visit our scholarships page and see if any scholarships might be of interest to you once you place your application, because you are also welcome to apply for a scholarship, which may help you along the way as well. That page will give you information on each scholarship and what the benefit would be to you as a student. Okay, it's time to bring in our current student here at EIT, Lee Gaunt. Lee is studying our Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, and from memory, Lee, I think you're almost you're very close to completing, if I'm correct.
Yeah, hi Jason. Hi everyone. Yeah, I am. After this semester, I have one more year to go, and yeah, then I'm all done. So pretty exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thanks for being available, and thanks for providing some of your wisdom, I suppose, to some of our potential students. We'll roll on to the first question here, and you can feel free to elaborate. But what factors influenced your choice to complete the Bachelor of Science through EIT, and how's your experience been so far?
Yeah, so the experience has been really good. Coming from a trade background, it was just the next logical step to further my career. And these days, like in Australia, if you want to be in an upper management position, a lot of big companies would like you to have that tertiary education. So EIT offered the online study mode. So, I work like 50 hours a week minimum. So, it was a really good option to go with because I don't have the time to sort of break from work and study full time, on campus at another university here in Perth. So, yeah.
Awesome, thank you. Let's go to the next question here. Mechanical engineering is obviously quite a broad field. Can you share your story behind your decision to specialise in this area?
So yeah, like I mentioned before, having a trade background, I'm a boilermaker or fabricator and coated welder. So spent a lot of time in like the engineering field, sort of hands-on. Done a variety of different roles, like the guys released on screen. Built ships, worked on Navy frigates, done subsea oil and gas pipelines. Quite a variety of different work fronts there, and yeah, just influenced me to take the next step and go into mechanical engineering, because I'd already been around, taking out ship motors and yeah, like I said, building things hands on. So it was good to get behind the theory side and learn, why certain things are made the way they are, and yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. It's a great insight into your reason and obviously a bit more info on your background as well. Um, how do you balance your studies, home and obviously your 50 hours a week working commitments? It's a pretty big juggle, I would imagine.
Yeah, so the course, for anyone wanting to start any sort of bachelor's degree, the course isn't designed for you to fail. Like you will pass, but the biggest thing, especially if you're working, is time management, and that's the biggest thing against you, especially if you've got kids as well. Like I've got two daughters, and yeah, work full time. So the material's there. Um, you've got everything at your fingertips. You've got lots of support. All you need to do is just put the effort in, make the time, and I do it by studying quite late. Sometimes waking up quite early in the morning and getting some study in before work. So yeah, if you want it that bad, you'll make it happen.
No, that's cool. That's really good advice. I know Lee's also living here in Perth, and he comes to campus to complete his exams, just so he's away from any other external things that happen. So I certainly know how much he dedicates himself to the course, which is fantastic. So how has EIT's flexibility enhanced your learning experience?
The flexibility is really good. One thing I do like about the EIT learning experience is that the whole course is mapped out for you at the very start. So you know where you need to go and what path's in front of you over the next 3 years or 4 years or however long you take to do the course. And yeah, like I said, the Moodle is really good. Like I've got the app on my phone, so you can always just read a bit of course material. I don't know whether you're riding the bus or any sort of public transport. It's really well structured, and like I said, you've got a lot of support there. The LSOs, the learning support officers, are just as important as the lecturers, and yeah, it's just a really good team to be a part of.
Oh, awesome, thank you. And lastly, what advice are you offering to our aspiring students in the room who might be considering an engineering program with EIT?
Well, anyone, if they're looking to start next year and they're doing it full time, they'll start 2024, end in 2027. 2027 is coming anyway, and you may as well get there with a bachelor's degree. So I'd say if you're thinking about it, jump into it, because, like I said, you can pace yourself, whether it's 3 units, 4 units. But if you're thinking about doing it now, I'd definitely act on it and get it underway, because the sooner you start, the sooner you finish.
Brilliant, thank you, Lee. Just checking just to make sure. No, thank you so much for your time and being available for our prospective students in the room. Really appreciate you giving us and an insight into your experience with EIT.
Yeah, no worries, Jason. Thanks, everyone, and yeah, good luck with their future endeavours.
Brilliant, thank you, Lee. Now, last little parts to our presentation. If you would like to enter the prize draw for our virtual open week, get your phone out and scan that QR code on the screen. You can also go to the link that's there as well, and fill in the details and complete the short survey. You get a chance to pop yourself in the prize draw for a little prize. We'll have 2 winners announced after the virtual open week is held. I'll just give everyone just a little bit of time just in case you're still scanning that code. Okay. Lastly, from you, are there any questions that you have? Just before we get to those questions, I've just seen Isaac's note here. Absolutely, Isaac. Having Moodle on your phone is awesome. It's great for being able to listen, to look at the slides. It's great for reminders about assessments because you can link it in with your calendar on your phone. What you won't be able to do though, and where you will need your laptop, is obviously for your assessments, and that includes your timed assessments. So absolutely, it's really helpful for, if you do catch the bus like Lee mentioned, or if you're at work in your lunch break, you can certainly access the material, have a bit of a look before maybe a live tutorial session, which we really encourage. You can listen you can listen and download the recording links. And you can, obviously get all the info that comes through with your EIT email account on the Outlook app too. So it's all there at your hands. But like I said, you will need your laptop for assessments, obviously, ones that you have to type up and submit, but also ones that need the Iris software because they're timed. So I thought I'd just elaborate on that for you. Stephen, when you say university degree, in what context are you sort of meaning? Is it in regards to maybe Engineers Australia or anything like that, or accreditations after? It might be just, I might just get you to clarify just a little bit more, if that's okay. What would be the next? So yeah, if you go, if you do complete the bachelor, say, Anke, I think if you're referring to our progression through to the next courses, I suppose. So if you start with the undergraduate certificate and then you move to the Bachelor of Science, if you successfully complete those, you can either move to a graduate certificate or a graduate diploma. So graduate certificate is 6 months full-time, graduate diploma is 1 year full-time, or you can go to our Master of Engineering course. And then if you successfully complete all of those, we also have a Doctorate of Engineering as well, which you can obviously look at potentially if you're interested. So in regards to the NQF level in South Africa, we might just have to clarify that information with you a bit further. So maybe if you chat to our course advisor team, we can get you some definitive information and response on that. Any other questions from anyone? Look, that's okay if you don't. This is not the only forum where you can ask questions. So if you do get the recording and anything like that, you are welcome to obviously contact us after as well. We're obviously more than happy to answer any questions. Sorry, I've just seen your note, student. It's so EIT and the university courses will be different. So being equivalent is quite hard to say. I would say they're probably not equivalent, because our course, even though it might be a Bachelor of Science, our course would be different. However, with the link to Engineers Australia as an accreditation, our Bachelor courses are fully accredited with Engineers Australia. So if you do complete them, you obviously can link yourself up with Engineers Australia. They are under the Sydney Accord, the Bachelor of Science. So it does transfer over to any other affiliates under the Sydney Accord. So it does allow you to potentially go to those countries and utilise the degree as well. But in regards to what the university offers versus what we offer, it is different. The course will be different. You don't. Sorry, and regards to the full-time part. Sorry. No. You don't have to do the last bit of the course full-time. No. You can completely do the course part-time, as long as you complete it within the 8 years. I've just seen your question, Anjiba. Do you have international scholarship which is available? Yes, you can go to our scholarship pages that will show you which scholarships are available for which courses. You can see which ones will be can be offered. They are offered to students. The Bachelor online scholarships will be offered to students around the world, depending if you meet the eligibility criteria, and obviously meet the selection process as well. So I strongly encourage you to look at the website and obviously have a look at potential scholarships that you might be able to apply for. Okay, we might wrap things up there. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending today's session. As I mentioned, if you have any further questions, please reach out to us. We are more than happy to answer anything that you have, or any concerns or anything like that. So please reach out. I encourage you. This is part of controlling your course, is finding out everything you need to know so you can make a really good decision. And once you make the decision, I guarantee you'll enjoy your course here with EIT. So thank you very much all, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much for that, Jason. So everyone, I would like to also encourage you to book a call with a course advisor, so that if you have any questions regarding a certain course that would fit you, if you're not sure, you'd like to discuss that with someone, or that you'd like to discuss with someone about your qualifications or anything at all regarding our courses, please feel free to book a call with a course advisor. So I will be sending you the link here in the chat. All right. And you may visit our website, www.eit.edu.au. And for those who are who have a chance to visit us in Perth, we are at 1031 Wellington Street in West Perth. And for those who'd like to give us a call, you may do so using these numbers. We have another number inside Australia and another one for those calling outside of Australia. If you have more questions and you can think of them later on, feel free to send an email to webinars@eit.edu.au, and we'd be more than happy to answer or channel you to the right persons. And you can view our schedule of courses in here as well at www.eit.edu.au/schedule. Okay, and I will be leaving this QR code and link on for a few minutes, so that we can be sure that everyone can see it and can scan the code. We highly encourage you to answer the survey and join the prize draw for some goodies from EIT. So I think we have another session right after this at 2 p.m. Western Australia time, which will be talking about postgraduate programs. And that will be presented by Jason as well. So Jason and I will be going there now. And thank you so much, everyone. Feel free to join our other session about the postgraduate programs at EIT. So I'll just be leaving this for a couple more minutes so that you can all scan the code, and I will be closing this session right after. Thank you so much.